Wow, it is indeed that time of the day, the time of the week, which is a Friday, the 26th of June 2020, 3 p.m. until 3:30, where we have our Kingdom International Business Network show. Welcome to it once again. My name is Bongani, Mabizela. Let me greet you, child of God, wherever you are watching on GNF TV, watching on YouTube channel, watching on Facebook page. Let me give you this scripture which is sinking and which has been sitting in my heart, in my spirit. Psalm 103. This is one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible. I want to greet you with it. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Greetings with those few words. Let me humble myself and greet the man of the house, the Bishop, Dr. N. Dinhlapo. Thank you very much, sir, for affording us this opportunity to talk business on this platform. We really appreciate your generosity and, of course, your visionary leadership in this ministry. We thank you very much for that. And may God do you so well. May God bless you. May God protect you. We're praying for you, Bishop, wherever you are, in every part of the country, wherever you're traveling. And also, let me also thank Mama for keeping the warm house continuously throughout this period. I know it's very cold out there. Mama, thank you very much for keeping the house so warm and cold and during this time. But also, let me thank you, Mama, for your support in the ministry. Our father wouldn't be who he is if it wasn't for you. Thank you very much for allowing us once again to broadcast this program, which is beamed the Kingdom International Network program. This show, of course, we're dealing with business right through and nothing else but business. We want to encourage people to venture into business. We want to encourage people to venture into entrepreneurship. Let me also hasten to greet all the pastors, everywhere in the country. Our pastors here at God Never Fails Revival Church and the pastors across the country. Let me greet everyone that is watching this show. Wherever you are, no matter which denomination you're coming from, this is also your show. Sit back and relax. Take notes. Take the notebook. Take your cup of tea. If you're feeling cold, just sit around and take notes as we proceed in the show. As we are proceeding in this year, which is beamed at God Never Fails Revival Church, the year of praise and worship, the year to praise and worship God. We continuously are praising and worshiping God, irrespective of the current situation that we're finding ourselves in of COVID-19. We are not afraid because we serve a mighty living God. I want to thank you for being part of our show. We have had so many services already, and our viewership is increasing. I'm being told by the office, our viewership is increasing every day and every week. We thank you for taking part in this show. The only way that we can make this show lively and to be better is by making sure that we interact with you, but also is for you to share your comments with us, where you want to see the show going. And if you have got any questions or any inputs, please feel free so that you guide this show. This is your show. It's not my show. I might be directing the show. I might be hosting the show, but this is actually your show. Now, today, we're going to deal with a very important subject. Now, we're getting our sleeves, our hands, into business. We're getting ourselves ready. We are tackling business now that we have gone through a number of services where we dealt with a number of things that entails and that discusses about business, about how to start business. But very importantly today, we're dealing with the statutory compliance and business funding. Write that down. Statutory compliance and business funding. This is a very important subject that we're going to be dealing with today. Now, in the past shows, we've dealt with how to start a business. In the past shows, we've also dealt how to identify your target market. We've dealt with important skills that you need in business. Also, we've dealt with how to prepare a successful business, because you need to prepare and operate a successful enterprise. So we've dealt with all of that. Now today we are going to be getting ourselves into business. So meaning that you are getting out of actually your comfort zone. You're getting out there now. You're getting into the hood. You're getting into the real things. Now you're getting to the thick of things of doing business in actual fact. What is business all about? Now, when you're venturing into business, very importantly, we're going to be dealing with compliance related matters, and also we're going to touch on funding through different institutions that can assist you. Because I always tell people, you don't need to have money in order to start business. However, you need to have a good idea so that even those that have money, they can be able to find your idea, and then thereafter you'll be doing good business. So you don't need money, all right? But you need to have good ideas, because business is all about good ideas. Business is all about making sure that there is a problem that is out there that needs you to solve it, and you come up with a solution. And therefore, in so doing, you are doing business, all right? So we're going to start with the crack of things. We're going to start where we need to start. How to register a business. Write that down. In South Africa, this is how you register a business. In other countries, of course, they follow their own criteria, their own regulatory framework. But I'm going to talk about in South Africa. How do we register business in South Africa? There is a company called, which is regulated and which is a government entity, which is called the Companies and Intellectual Properties Commission. That is called the CIPC. Write that down, CIPC. All right? Once you have taken a decision to start a business, you need to give the CIPC names, of course, in your priority order. For instance, I want to name my business Mabizela Enterprise, right? And I need then to mention that as my first preferential name for my business. Second to that, I can probably say whether is it my clan name, for instance, or any other name that I might choose that is relevant for my business. Now, what CIPC requires of you when you are starting a business, when you want to register a name for the business, they say preferably make sure you give us at least 5 names, right, to choose from in an order of priority. This is the reason why they want that. If number 1, the name that you have mentioned, right, which is Mabizela Enterprise, has already been taken by another Mabizela somewhere probably, let's put it that way, then it doesn't succeed, because you cannot register the same name twice with different people that are owning that company or that name. So your company name will only be allocated to you and specifically to you, none other than yourself. So therefore, you're not going to find a duplication of names of companies that belongs to different people with the same name. So that is the reason behind that. So what you do is you put 5 names in your list of priority, and then thereafter they will start from number 1. If number 1 doesn't succeed because it's already taken by somebody, they will go to number 2. If number 2 doesn't succeed because it's taken by somebody as well, they'll go to number 3 until they get to the right name. So meaning that you must apply your mind properly. Apply your mind properly. Be happy with any of the 5 names that you'll put forward as your proposed business name. In case it succeeds, that you'll be happy. So that is very important. So make sure that you choose, and you choose well when you're choosing a company name, all right? Because that's what CIPC does. So what CIPC does, they will then, of course, once you've proposed the names, which are 5, and one of them is successful, they will reserve that name for you. Once they've reserved that name for you, then the process of registering that name starts, okay? They will register that name for you, okay, under your ID with all your details, all right? And then, of course, with the ownership being yourself, which is 100% if you are a one-man show. Of course, if you're not one, there are 2 of you, there are 3 of you. It depends what percentage out of 100% each one of you is allocated. And therefore, the name which is successful will then be your name as a team of 3 or 4 partners, of 1, which is only yourself, okay? So that is very important. And of course, CIPC will want to know from you, registering the name, who are the other directors. You give them all the necessary information. Also, what percentage of shares each director will constitute of in this business. That is very important. So you must know that, and you must be clear in your mind. In other words, you must do your working upfront with your colleagues, with your team members, or with your partners whom you're intending to go to business with, right? Now, CIPC are found in Pretoria in South Africa. Now, of course, they have a website which is called www.cipc.co.za. That is the CIPC. Also, once you are registering your name, in case you want to get in touch with them, they also have a telephone number which is 086 100 2472. I repeat, 086 100 2472. So those are the details of CIPC. The name registration and the company registration, basically, it's an amount, a fee of about 780 Rand that you pay. So it's not that much. So meaning that you can start a business, anyone can start a business, anyone can register a company that he or she wants to conduct business under very easily. It's less than 1,000 Rand that you need to spend so that you can then get your business off track. That is very important, okay? So then we're moving ahead. Now that you've registered your company, it's up and running. In other words, the name is registered. You've received your documents, then you are starting with business. Very importantly, there are what we call statutory bodies. Statutory bodies are what? These are the 4 statutory bodies which I will highlight mainly in South Africa that you need to make sure you register your company with. One is the South African Revenue Services. South African Revenue Services is SARS. We call it SARS in South Africa. The second one is called the Unemployment Insurance Fund, which is called the UIF, right? Of course, SARS deals with issues of tax, personal income tax, okay, company tax, and then, of course, Unemployment Insurance Fund, it says itself, it deals with unemployment. In case, for instance, you've employed people, and then thereafter you have to unfortunately retrench people or get rid of some people in your company, then they are covered through what is called a UIF, which is the Unemployment Insurance Fund. Then the third one will be your workman compensation. Workman compensation is called COIDA. In this case, once you've registered a company, you're going to be employing people. And once you've employed people, for instance, there is subjected to be incidences at work. For instance, people will fall and hurt themselves. People will get injured whilst on duty, whilst doing work. So this compensation fund addresses entirely that on behalf of business. So therefore, it means once you have an incident of that nature, then you can report to the workmen compensation. They will then give you the necessary documentation that you need to complete in order to compensate the employee that must have probably got himself or herself injured in the process of doing duties, right? The fourth one is the Provident Fund. Now, the Provident Fund, of course, it's a fund, it's called, in some instances, a retirement fund, okay? In other words, people that will work with you or work under your company, there comes a time when they have to retire. And beyond working, and once you've retired, you need to still continue having some kind of income. And therefore, this is then the arm that will provide you with such an income, because during the time that you were working, you will have been contributing to it monthly, and therefore after you've retired, it will take good care of you, in line, of course, with the stipulated regulation and also with the monies that have been stipulated accordingly under that particular compensation fund, or rather Provident Fund. So that is very important. So I wanted to highlight mainly those 4 statutory bodies so that you will know exactly which statutory bodies are very important that you need to make sure as you are proceeding with your business, you are in line with these statutory bodies, right? That is very important. Now, amongst other things, there are very important skills that you need to have, right, in your company so that you'll make sure that those statutory bodies' requirements, insofar as compliance is concerned, right, are addressed accordingly by professionals that are well equipped, that are well capacitated and well educated, and also are efficient in dealing with the particular criteria or the particular compliance requirement of that statutory body. Now, these skills that you will need, one is your bookkeeper, for instance, to make sure that all your books, as you are conducting your business, it's well looked after, it's well kept, it's documented, it's recorded, there is proper records of everything that in the business you are dealing with. Another one that you will need in your business is tax specialists. You need tax specialists because you don't want to get in trouble with SARS. So you need to make sure that you have tax specialists who will assist you in conducting your business in compliance with the requirements of SARS. That is very important because you don't want to jipper with that, right? And then the next one is, of course, you need an accountant, maybe not necessarily a CA or a registered CA, but somebody that is good in accounting, that understands accounting, that understands figures, that understands business. That's very important, okay? Because you need this person so that at all times you have the right skills of people that will guide you in making sure that whilst you are hunting, because yours primarily as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you'll be out there hunting business. You'll be out there preaching about your business, what it can do, for who and where and how. So you'll be out there as a hunter in the bushes, but back at home, back in the office, you need somebody to keep the fires burning. And these people will make sure that they look after your business as long as they are well equipped and they are given direction by you on how to work with you and how to work in your business. That is very important. So they will take the direction from you, these people, okay? So we've dealt with that. So registering your business, the statutory bodies. I hope you're all clear about it, okay? If you've got any questions, please send it through to me. I've always maintained my email address. It's bongani@ulwazigroup.co.za. Should it be that you have got any questions that relates to even our past episodes that we have had here on GNF TV, on business, this is Kingdom International Network Business. So you need to make sure that you send through your comments, you send through also your questions to my email address directly to bongani@ulwazigroup.co.za. Bongani, I repeat, bongani@ulwazigroup.co.za. And then I will kindly reply to you and assist you with any question that you might have, and even direction as well. In some instances, people ask me, Baba Mabizela, I didn't get the message in previously. You know, where do we get to know about UIF? Where do we get to know about compensation fund? How do I go about registering for VAT, you know, or with SARS? So all those type of questions, they will arise, and I will be available to assist you and to guide you as you continue on your journey of doing business, right? The next topic that I'm going to deal with, or the next subject within our show today that I'm going to be quickly dealing with, is what we call development finance institutions, all right? The DFIs. Just remember that name. Development finance institutions, DFIs. These are institutions that have been set by and created by our government to assist you, the businessman and woman, you, the entrepreneur, wherever you are, in order to have funding, capital funding that will assist you in starting with your business. So once again, remember what I said earlier on, you don't have to have money in order to start business. However, you need money in order to have and to run a business. So without money, these development finance institutions are created for that, so that you can benefit out of that. These are the following that I'm going to go through quickly with you, so that you will get to know which development institutions probably you might be interested in tapping into, or you might be interested in engaging, right? The Department of Trade and Industry, you know, has got certain institutions that are called the DFIs, the development finance institutions that fall under that. and also the Department of Small Business Development in South Africa, which was recently created, also will assist you with funding and direction as to where you can get funding from. Because these institutions that I'm going to mention here, they fall under those two departments, right? Now, once you've, in your mind, it's clear, I'm in this business, I need so much money, you know, I've got an idea, and my idea definitely is going to fly, right? Funding assistance, that's all now what you need. So I'm going to go through these funding institutions with you. The first one that I'm going to highlight is called the Industrial Development Corporation. It's called the IDC. IDC, they do funding of business from or to a maximum of 1 billion rands. Now, meaning that if you've got a brand and a great idea that needs funding of any amount up to 1 billion rand, okay, you will get that funding from them, meaning that they are dealing with mega projects with huge resources requirement, where you need huge resources requirement. For instance, let's say you're establishing a gas plant or something, energy generation plant or something to that effect, okay? That will need huge monies. So you will go to the IDC and tap into the funding at the IDC. Of course, there are processes that you'll follow in order to tap into the funding at the IDC, right? Where I will give you indications of the IDC, how do you get in touch with them so that you'll get to know what forms, what are the requirements, how do you go about accessing the funding at the IDC. The second one, it's called the Small Enterprise Finance Agency, SEFA. Now, SEFA is an organization not as big in funding as it is with the IDC. However, SEFA is funding from an amount, let's say, of about 50,000 to an amount of about 5 million. So meaning that, for instance, you want to open a bakery, okay? And the bakery needs, let's say, 1.2 million. This is the institution that you will most probably go into, that I will highly recommend that you go into and request for such funding. Once you have, of course, you know, all the necessary documentation that will be required. So that is SEFA, right? The next one will be your National Empowerment Fund, NEF. National Empowerment Fund, as much as it doesn't provide funding like the IDC to a 1 billion, but also it provides a lot of funding. Its funding is from an amount of about 250,000 to an amount of 75 million. So if you're looking at it, the NEF is second in funding from the IDC. The IDC, remember, it funds you from anything up to 1 billion. So it mega projects, all right? Mega projects. And then second to that will be your National Empowerment Fund, which will fund up to 75 million. And third will be your Small Enterprise Finance Agency, which will fund you up to a tune of 5 million. Then there is the last one, which is called Isivande Women's Fund, IWF. This is the fund that is dedicated mainly for women businesses. And this fund is located at the Department of Trade and Industry. And this fund will fund you from an amount of 30,000 to an amount of 2 million. So you must understand, if you've got any business proposal that falls within that funding requirement, you can go to that. And by the way, you must be a woman-owned 100% business. So that is very important. So meaning that women are encouraged through this fund to go and to venture into business. So that is great, women. Wherever you are indeed considered highly by our government insofar as business is concerned. So there is even a fund that is dedicated, that has been put aside for you in order for your businesses and your business ideas to get off the ground. So let me now give you an indication of where do you find these agencies. But Mabizela, where do we find them, right? Let's start off with the Industrial Development Corporation, which is the IDC. The IDC has its head offices located in Johannesburg and Gauteng province, in Sandton to be in particular. Okay, it's at 19 Fredman Drive, sent down. I hope you can see on your screen. Please take notes. You can take a screenshot of their details so that you will know where to go in order to get to the IDC if you need funding from the IDC. Their telephone numbers are there. Their fax numbers are there. They've even got a call center. There's an email address that you can send through and direct your needs and request and information from them through that email address. So you can get in touch with IDC through that information. And then the next one that we'll talk about quickly, insofar as where are they located, is the Small Enterprise Finance Agency, the SIFA. SIFA is situated in Centurion now, okay? It's no more in Morningside in Melrose Arch. I must apologize for the mistake that is there. In fact, just to assist you quickly, I think on the slide, the address that you're seeing there, instead it's the National Empowerment Fund, okay? Let's just correct that quickly. Instead of the Small Enterprise Finance Agency, that is supposed to be the National Empowerment Fund, which is the NEF. Where do we find the NEF? Their head office is located in Morningside, which is in Sentin. And with all the details that are there on the list, you'll see the call center for NEF rather. And then also you'll see the email for applications. You'll see the email for inquiries as well, general inquiries, where you can find out anything about NEF, about the funding of NEF. I want to apologize once again. That slide is meant for the National Empowerment Fund, NEF, okay? Then the next one is Isivande Women's Fund. Its head offices are located at the DTI complex, which is the Department of Trade and Industry in Pretoria. Their telephone numbers is highlighted on your screen as well. Please take the notes of the numbers. You can take a screenshot so that you don't lose the number, so that you can get in touch with them. Of course, you can go to the Department of Trade and Industry website as well and Google and check and get more information related to this funding agency, right? Then the last but not least is the Small Enterprise Finance Agency, which is your SIFA. SIFA is located in Centurion, which is part of Pretoria, which is part of the city of Tshwane, right? They are located in Centurion, and those are the details for SIFA if you need to get in touch with SIFA. So just take note of SIFA, okay? And they've got also a telephone number. They've got an email address. You know, they've got a fraud hotline. Hopefully you will not get there as early as this, but the rest of the other details are very relevant in case you want to inquire. I know also SIFA has got offices in each and every province where they assist provincially with the requirements insofar as funding is concerned. So you can get in touch with SIFA. Visit their website, which is called www.sifa.org.za. www.sifa.org.za. You can visit SIFA so that you can see in your province where you are located, where is the SIFA's nearest office, so that you can go in to that office and get assistance. Right. Now, what is very important is, colleagues, wherever you are, insofar as getting funding, it's very simple to get funding from any of these institutions. However, you need to make sure you prepare all the necessary funding requirements. For instance, amongst other things that is very key to successful application for funding is your business plan. So you need to prepare a business plan that will talk to your business, that will convince the funder on the other side that indeed this business, one, it's going to be profitable, this business makes sense, this business indeed it's going to go places, it's going to... In other words, if the funder gives you money, because you will need to pay it back at some stage, this business will definitely be able to pay back the funding that you have secured from the funding institution. So that's very important. Now, what are the things that are key to a successful business plan? I just want to highlight a couple of them as we are getting towards the close. One is the vision and mission of your business. So the vision and mission statement must be part of the business plan that you're going to prepare. What is the business all about? What are you about? Okay? The products and services or services that you are offering in your business needs to come out very clear as part of your business, meaning that you need to do your homework properly. Because sitting on the other side as the founder, I will want to know what kind of services or what kind of a product are you selling that you want money for, okay? And how are you going to then, of course, market your business? That is going to be very important. How you're going to do your marketing and sales of your business. That is going to be very important. So all of this needs to be highlighted as part of your business plan. Lastly but not least is the financial and costing analysis of the business. Okay? So you need to do a proper financial and costing of the business, because on the other side, the funder wants to know, why do you want so much money that you said you want? Meaning that you need to list clearly, why do you need so much money? You want to, let's say for instance, you are venturing into a bakery, into a confectionery business, right? You want to buy machinery. You want to buy ovens, you want to buy stoves, you want to buy refrigerators, you want to buy microwaves and all that stuff. So you need to clearly indicate how much is each one of these items that will get into the amount that you want, which is 1 million or 1.2 million. Okay? And of course, there might be some operating cost initially that you also want to include as part of your request for funding at the initial stages. So you need to clearly indicate that as well to the funding institution where you're getting money from or where you intend to get money from. That is very important. So I hope I've addressed you very well, and I hope you found this very fruitful and very assistance to your cause as you are conducting, as you are about to venture into business. I want to encourage you, child of God, wherever you are, business is the way. If you want to have freedom of operating the way you want to, let me tell you, I'm very passionate about business. I'm passionate about entrepreneurship. I want to invite you, because if it can be done by me, you can also do it. You just need an idea, and you just need a leap of faith. Take that one step, take that courage. And also, I've said in the past, make sure your foundation is solid. Make sure your foundation is God. Make sure your foundation is Christ. In every business, make sure you invite Him, because He's the creator of them all, including your business. So make sure your business is resting on the right hands of the Almighty. In conclusion, once again, there are no handouts in business. You don't have a right to anything in business. Don't lose focus on your dreams. Focus on your dreams, because through focus and focus only, your dreams will realize and your dreams will come into pass. Thank you very much, child of God, wherever you are watching our channel today, our show today. Once again, wealth is not about money. Wealth is about ideas. If you've got ideas, let me tell you, you are wealthy. All you need is ideas, and then you'll be wealthy. Money is a byproduct, of course, of wealth. You'll have money. You'll have it in abundance. Remember, you are serving a God of abundance, and therefore, venture into business. I want to invite you, wherever you are, take courage. This show is meant for you. This show is building entrepreneurs, and this show is building businessmen and women in the kingdom. We are prospering in the kingdom. We are making sure that in the kingdom, we're doing good business amongst ourselves, with the rest of the world, everywhere. And we're venturing into all different types of business. As long as your business idea is your passion, make sure you go out there and reach out for your passion and for your dream. And your dream will make you and will take you to places. Your dream will take you to sit with kings and queens. Your dream will take you to places that you will never, in your wildest dream, have ever thought of. Ladies and gentlemen, manene namanenekazi, ngiyabonga kakhulu ukuthi ningilalele namhlanje, nisibukele le show yethu of today. Once again, I want to invite you on our next show. I hope we will be having a guest in the next show. As I've said previously, we're going to be inviting different guests to come and grace our show. Entrepreneurs, business people, men and women, bankers, government departments, social partners, organized labor, to discuss issues around business. So we're going to do exactly that. Once again, tune in into our show every Friday from 3 o'clock until 3:30. We are here on your favorite show, on your favorite channel, God Never Fails TV, GNF TV, on your favorite show, the Kingdom International Business Network Show. Thank you very much for watching our show. Let me also invite you every Thursday, as it is every Thursday of every week, between 3 o'clock and 3:30, join our Dr. J.M. Tibane on his leadership show, Where You Living to Lead, Live to Lead show. It's an exciting show. Don't miss out that, because as a businessman and woman, you are a leader and you need to have leadership skills and leadership credentials behind your name so that you will make sure that you're leading your business rightly. Lastly, please continuously support GNF TV through watching the sermons from Monday to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, included on our favorite TV show, on our favorite TV channel, GNF TV, Facebook page, YouTube channel. Tune in into our shows, our seminars, our sermons from Monday to Sunday, right? Where every Monday to Friday, we are having from 6 in the afternoon to 9 in the evening, we're having live shows with our pastors and guest pastors. Here on the studio, I am very humbled. Every day I make sure I watch our sermons. They are such a blessing. They make such a huge difference in my life. I am sure they will do the same in your life as well. Invite others as well, and make sure you support God Never Fails TV. You support the GNF channel, TV channel, and you support the ministry at GNF as well through different mechanisms. Be a partner of GNF. Make sure you tithe at GNF. Make sure you provide and you bring your offering as well at GNF. It's very important. And of course, wherever you are in your respective churches, in your respective denominations, do likewise as well, as the Bible orders us to do. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, we're coming to the close of our show. May the good Lord richly bless you and look after you until we meet again in our next show. God bless you. Bye-bye.
The Word became flesh, and the Word dwelled among us. But the world did not recognize him. And the Bible says he came to his own, and his own received him not. But all those who received him, he gave them power. He gave them power. Shout power. Our God can do anything, can do everything. But there is one thing that God cannot do. God cannot praise himself. God cannot praise himself. That is why God created me and you for one reason, to praise him. The gospel of Jesus is the gospel of power. For the preaching of the cross, to them that perish, is foolishness. But to us, which are saved, is the power of God.